I am now the owner of Fun Billiard and Game Room Superstore. Oh yeah, baby! Oh, no. I got my first pinball machine. I got really into pinball when I was young. My parents were on a bowling league. I don't know if anybody from around the Dallas area may remember the huge bowling alley, the Bronco Bowl in Dallas. They had a huge arcade in there, and I used to love playing pinball in there. I'd blow my allowance every week while my parents were bowling, and I'd play pinball. And I guess when I was 15 years old, my parents asked me, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I said, "I want a pinball." So we found an ad in the Dallas Morning News in the classified section. There was an ad that said, pinball machines for sale, call this number. So we called. Me and my dad went to the guy's house. He had a workshop in his backyard, and it was like his man cave. He liked to tinker with stuff. He had jukeboxes back there and some older pinballs. And the one I liked, I thought it would be a no. I'm 15 years old and I like the Bally Playboy pinball. So I asked my dad, he was like, well, which one do you like? And I said, well, I like the Playboy. And I think he kind of liked it too. He's like, well, if your mom doesn't mind. So sure enough, that's the one I got. And that was my Christmas present, a Bally pinball when I was 15. And that's how it all got started right there. After having the Bally Playboy pinball, they kind of multiply. So I wanted another one. I remember, I had a driver's license. I could drive my car. And I remember going to Redbird Ball in Duncanville, and they had two pinballs in there. They had a Bally Strange Science, and they had a Gottlob Bad Girls. And I remember talking to the manager and asking him, would he be willing to sell either of the pinballs? And I don't know reason, he wanted to keep the Bad Girls, but he said he would sell me the Strange Science. And I ended up buying that from them. And from there, I kind of learned a little bit how to tinker with them and fix them. I don't know, it also kind of got the bug of like, wow, I can buy this one for this, and ended up selling it for more than I bought it. So it was kind of the beginning of something starting at the age of 16, I guess is what you could say. So, several years later, back when I was like 22, 23, back when me and my wife were engaged, I got the bug for a pinball again. I hadn't had one now because I sold the Strange Science years ago, and I went to one of the auctions. It was here in Mesquite, Super Auctions. And I was just amazed. There was like 20 pinball machines there, and I didn't buy anything, but it totally reignited the flame of me liking pinball again. And sure enough, I looked in the classified section and I found a Data East Simpsons pinball for a whopping, I think, $750. And it was a great game, but I learned then how to start fixing it up, and I shopped my first pinball out and made it pretty. From that point forward, I always had a pinball. So as the hobby for me started spiraling, or as my wife would say, spinning my wheels back then, I remember it specifically. We went to Valentine's Day dinner, and I made the mistake of bringing up to dinner. I said, hey, I'd like to get another pinball, which was gonna be number 2. And what do you need another pinball for? Who needs more than one? And I found an ad in Oklahoma City in the classifieds for a Black Hole pinball. And then after the Black Hole, then there was Circus Voltaire and Guns N' Roses and Paradise. We ended up having 2 bedrooms in the house, no kids yet, but they were my 2 game rooms in the house. Our first house that we bought is kind of how it all started for me. So I would say be careful, because pinball likes to multiply. I started becoming friends with a lot of other collectors in the area, because we all now had something in common. We all collected and loved playing pinball. We'd go to each other's houses and play. I reached out to several of my local friends here that were pinball collectors, and I said to them, hey, why don't we put a pinball show on here in the Dallas area? We all kind of pulled our money together and started the first Texas Pinball Festival, which was in 2002 at the Holiday Inn off of 360. And it was a small venue. I think it was 2,000 square feet. and probably only 50% of the games worked in the ballroom. But we knew right then we started something good that could only get better with each year we did it, because every year was a way to improve upon the previous year of how to make the show bigger and better. And that was always the goal of it, to just make it the almighty pinball event in North Texas. So fast forward probably 5 years later, I got laid off from the chemical distribution company that I was working for. I was contacted by the owner of North Texas's probably biggest retail game room store, as he was looking for a sales rep. And I've known him for many years because me and him horse traded with pinball machines over the years. And I took the job here. And I've enjoyed it ever since. I've made a lot of great relationships, sold games to a lot of the local people around here. So through my tenure of working here at Fun, I think Steve, the owner, saw my enthusiasm and knowledge of the industry, and I've done a lot to grow this company in the time I've been here, that he decided it was time for him to retire. So after about 2 years of us working on the project, I finally now get to own Fun Billiard and Game Room Superstore. I'm now the owner, a proud owner, and love doing what I do every day because it's fun at Fun. So if you're ever in the DFW area, just come on by and say hi and come and check out and play whatever the newest games are we have on the floor.